Summer 2026 is bringing some of the most anticipated anime sequels in years. We're talking about long-awaited returns, unexpected comebacks, and one legendary story that's finally reaching its conclusion after more than 20 years. And isekai fans, you're gonna have a busy summer. From rom-coms to action-packed battles, this season has something for everyone. These are the sequels you should keep an eye on this summer. Let's count them down. You and I are polar opposites, Season 2. Most romance animes spend an entire season building up to the confession. This one treated that like the starting line. Season 1 didn't waste time getting Suzuki and Tanya together. Instead, it showed why two people with completely opposite personalities clicked in the first place. That's what made it such a refreshing romance. Now comes the real challenge. Starting a relationship is one thing, making it work is another. Season 2 shifts the focus away from will they and toward can they. As Suzuki and Tanya spend more time together, they're forced to learn that being different isn't always what brings people closer. Sometimes it's what pushes them apart. If the first season was about finding each other, this one is about discovering whether that relationship can actually last. Skeleton Knight in Another World Season 2. Season 1 introduced an overpowered knight hiding one unusual secret. Beneath all that armor wasn't a legendary hero, but a skeleton trying not to scare everyone around him. Now the story has something much bigger to focus on. The fight against the slave trade is no longer just another stop on Ark's adventure. As Ark continues working alongside Ariane and their allies, the people behind those operations are finally starting to emerge, turning isolated missions into a much larger conflict. Ark has always been at his best when overwhelming power could solve a problem, but this season asks what happens when the enemy is bigger than any battlefield. If Season 1 introduced Ark to this world, Season 2 shows his true impact. The Elusive Samurai Season 2. Most heroes charge straight into battle. Tokiyuki survives by knowing exactly when to run. That simple idea made the Elusive Samurai one of the most unique action series of 2024. While everyone else relied on strength, Tokiyuki turned escaping into a weapon, and Cloverworks made every chase and close call look incredible. But survival alone isn't enough anymore. Season 2 raises the stakes as Tokiyuki continues his fight against Ashikaga Takauji, and every victory becomes harder to earn than the last. The allies who gathered around him in Season 1 aren't just helping a boy stay alive anymore. They're following someone who could one day change the course of history. Running was always Tokiyuki's greatest strength. Now he has to prove it can lead people forward, not just keep himself alive. And that's exactly what makes this next chapter so exciting. Clevatess Season 2. Few anime surprised me as much as Clevatess. A beast king, a fallen hero, and a royal baby doesn't exactly sound like the recipe for one of last summer's standout fantasy series. Somehow, it worked. What started as a brutal dark fantasy slowly became something much more interesting, all thanks to the unlikely trio at its center. Season 2 is taking that story in a completely new direction. Alicia finds herself going undercover at a magic academy, introducing new allies, new enemies, and a conflict that reaches far beyond the journey we've seen so far. The world is getting bigger, the stakes are rising, and the trio that carried the first season is about to face challenges they never had to deal with before. Clevatess already proved it was more than just another dark fantasy. Now it has the chance to prove it wasn't a one-season surprise. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You Season 3. Most harem anime eventually force the main character to make a choice. Rintaro never has to. That's what makes this series so much fun. Every new girlfriend gets her own moments instead of fading into the background, and somehow the chaos only gets better with each season. Season 3 arrives this July with even more girlfriends, bigger laughs, and even crazier situations for Rintaro. One of the biggest highlights is an idol performance that throws the entire family into the spotlight, and if you know this series, you already know nothing is going to go as planned. 3 seasons in, the comedy still hasn't lost its charm, and somehow every new girlfriend still gets her chance to shine. If the first 2 seasons made you laugh, Season 3 looks ready to do it all over again. Grand Blue Dreaming Season 3. After 2 hilarious seasons, Grand Blue returns this July for another round of absolute chaos. Whether they're diving, drinking, or just trying to survive a normal day, Iori and the Peekaboo Diving Club always find a way to turn it into complete mayhem. And this summer, the madness is leaving Japan behind. For the first time in the series, the gang is heading to Palau, and if you think a tropical paradise is finally going to calm them down, you're in for a surprise. Palau isn't just a new destination. It introduces fresh faces, stunning new diving locations, and a completely different atmosphere from anything we've seen before. Of course, none of that stops Iori and the gang from turning paradise into absolute chaos. The first 2 seasons made Grand Blue one of anime's funniest comedies. Now the Palau arc has everything it needs to become one of the series' best yet. Trapped in a dating sim season 2. After a long wait, Leon is finally back. Season 1 stood out by taking the usual isekai formula and flipping it on its head. Instead of following the chosen hero, it gave us a protagonist who was never supposed to matter and somehow became the most entertaining character in the series. Leon doesn't exactly get rewarded for everything he accomplished. The very kingdom he helped protect turns against him, throwing him behind bars just as a much bigger conflict begins to unfold. The Academy drama that defined Season 1 quickly gives way to a conflict with far higher stakes, forcing Leon into battles that are bigger than anything he's faced before. Of course, this is still Leon we're talking about. No matter how impossible things get, he always finds a way to outsmart the people who underestimate him. And after all this time, Leon is ready to turn this world upside down once again. Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2, nearly a decade. That's how long we've been waiting for Tanya's return. Season 1 aired back in 2017 and instantly stood out from every other isekai at the time. Then the movie raised the stakes even higher, and after that, everything went quiet. But this July, Tanya finally returns, picking up right where the movie left off and throwing her straight back into a war that's only grown more dangerous. The war with the Federation is only getting bigger. Mary Sue is still hunting for revenge, and as always, Being X refuses to let Tanya catch a break. With enemies closing in from every direction, there's nowhere left for Tanya to hide. The funny thing is, Tanya never wanted any of this. She's been after one thing since the very beginning, a quiet desk job. But every victory only makes her more valuable on the battlefield. And with the war showing no signs of slowing down, that peaceful life still feels just out of reach. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation Season 3. Season 2 gave Rudius something he'd never truly had before. A family, a home, a future that finally felt worth protecting. But in this world, peace never lasts forever. Now he isn't fighting to build a better life. He's fighting to keep it. The years changed more than just Rudius. Season 3 also marks the long-awaited return of Eris. She spent those years growing stronger while Rudius has been building a new life. When they finally meet again, neither of them will be the same. Her return isn't the only thing waiting for Rudius. The man-god is still moving the pieces from the shadows, and every choice Rudius makes is becoming more important than ever. And then there's Orsted. The last time they crossed paths, Rudius never stood a chance. This time, things won't be so simple. Everything Rudius has fought to build is finally being put to the test. As stacked as this season already is, we're still not done. A few more sequels are still worth talking about. Magilumiere Magical Girls. Magilumiere quietly became one of 2024's biggest surprises. Season 2 builds on that momentum with new magical girls, new companies, and a world that feels much bigger than before. Hell Mode Season 2. After spending the first season steadily climbing from the bottom, Alan finally reaches the Academy arc, where stronger rivals, bigger challenges, and an even larger world are waiting for him. The early grind is over. Now Alan gets to see what he's been preparing for. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. Season 2 continues Barrel's journey as his reputation keeps growing, bringing even more powerful allies, tougher opponents, and new challenges that refuse to let the old Swordmaster live the quiet life he wants. But there's one sequel that stands above all the rest. Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, The Calamity, 20 years of battles, hundreds of episodes, and it all comes down to this final core. The final showdown is almost here. Ichigo and Yuaha's long-awaited battle will decide the fate of the three worlds, but that's far from everything this finale has in store. Some of Bleach's most anticipated Bankai are still waiting to be animated. For years, manga readers thought they already knew how this story would end. Not anymore. Kubo is expanding the finale with brand new anime original scenes, giving even longtime fans something they've never seen before. Now it's getting the grand finale fans have waited years to see. The first 3 episodes are getting a theatrical release before the weekly TV broadcast begins in July. That's the kind of launch a finale like this deserves. It's a reminder of just how much Bleach still means to anime fans around the world. More than 20 years later, one of anime's greatest legends is finally reaching its final chapter. And that's the lineup of anime sequels you shouldn't miss this summer 2026. With so many fan-favorite series making their return, this is shaping up to be one of the strongest anime seasons we've had in years. Which sequel are you most excited for? Did we miss a sequel you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. And if you missed the spring 2026 sequels, check out that video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.